In the end of this video, we are going to cover the 4 steps to memorize a movement from a symphony. This video is an extension of a blog post that I have shared in last January about how to prepare orchestral conducting, and also a video that I uploaded about how to learn vocalizers fast and effective. I'm going to relate study method to memorizing a movement from a symphony, and I'm going to break it down into 4 simple steps to cover this topic. If you have been following my work long enough, you might notice that I am a student conductor from the Conductor Circle directed by Mr. Kevin Field. If you are interested about the art of conducting and you want to explore more about your potential to lead a musical group, come and join us. Send an email to Mr. Kevin Field. You will be directed by the conductor who has walked the path and is now going to show you the direction you want to go. In this video, I'm going to speak from a perspective of a student conductor. The challenging part for me to memorize a movement from a symphony is that the duration of a movement could be long. Some may be 3-4 minutes, but some can be more than 10 minutes. So it creates a psychological pressure when memorizing these movements. And due to this pressure, I will tell myself, how can ordinary people like me memorize a long music? I'm not a big conductor, I'm not a famous conductor. They can memorize because they are genius. Psychological pressure can be one. The next one is I try to memorize by listening to the music over and over again. But the thing that challenges me is that the variation sometimes can be very similar in the beginning of the phrase, and there can be variation at the end of the section. And that's why when I start to memorize, I will be like, is this the first time or the second time? Or how many bars are there in the transition? Sometimes the times of tonicization also confuses me. These are the reasons that causes my memory lag during my conducting process. There are 4 skills that we can borrow from study methods into memorizing a movement from a symphony. They are visualization and association, measure system, mnemonic prompt, and classification. If you'd like to know more, you can Google, and I believe there will be a lot of information about this 4 different skill sets. However, with just these 4 skills, it cannot help us to memorize music because music is about time. The time is flowing. We cannot stop and think, okay, what's next? So how can we relate study method into memorizing music? Now let's jump into the main part of today's topic, how to memorize a movement from a symphony. So in the Conductor Circle, we are learning the 𝘵𝘥 Symphony number 7, and movement number 2 is a work that we are learning. The first thing that we can do is to listen to the music and get the first impression. During this process, I do not look at the score, but I experience the music and relate to my personal emotion and my past experience, and also the knowledge and anything that I can associate myself with the music. So this is how I take notes. First, the music is calm, then slowly it builds intensity. Technically, it has some modulation or tonicization, and then it changes mood, become very sad. And next, he become happy and then resolve, and so on. So the next is classification. I use 6 different symbols and also different colors to classify the different moods of the music. So the first one is calm. The next one is building intensity and sometimes transition. Next is modulation or tonicization. And the sad face stands for mood change or dark mood. And the purple X is angry mood or excitement. And the 3 line symbols stand for choral effects. I cannot relate any emotion here, so I will associate the musical knowledge into this section. Technically, I can hear that there is a choral effect, or sometimes the composer uses strings to write his ending. In this manner, we can clearly see how many climax there is in music and how many parts that is very similar to the theme and so on. The next step is to put in the bar numbers. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, what confuses me is variation. So let's take an example at the sad face symbol. So now I can clearly see that there are two parts of the sad mood section. When we put in the bar numbers, we can actually check starting from which bar the composer uses new element into his composition. Here comes the memorizing process. Our aim is to memorize the entire music. What I did was, when I start to memorize, sometimes I got confused, and I will look back at the classification chart and check what I was confused about. I will redo the entire section again and make sure that I do not repeat the mistake. And then I will continue memorizing the rest of the music, and whenever I meet a new obstacle, I will go back to the chart and make sure I'm clear with all the things that confuses me. I was really amazed how a conductor can conduct an entire symphony from memory. So are you inspired to start to memorize a movement from a symphony? If you are interested, come and join the Conductor Circle and you can experience the excitement of memorizing a movement or memorizing an entire symphony. If you find my video helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Facebook page. I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.